Hey Aquarius, welcome to Honey Bread Tarot. I'm Shan, and this is going to be your May 16th through 31st general reading. And we're going to start with some oracle cards as usual, but this time I'm going to use two oracle decks. First, I'm going to use the Adinkra Ancestral Guidance cards by Bresi-Ando Tools for Living. And everything is pre-shuffled, but I just want to give another quick shuffle on camera. Aquarius. Messages from the ancestors for Aquarius. Denchum. Denchum is the crocodile, a symbol of adaptability and cleverness. The crocodile can survive in water and on land. Okay. Let's see what else the guidebook has to say about Denchum. Denchum. Turbulence and change are a few constant features of life. To be able to thrive, manage, and get through these ever-present challenges, adaptability is the key. Allow yourself to shape shift to whatever the situation requires of you. Learn to survive on both land and in water, figuratively. Don't go drown yourself now, Aquarius. All right. Flexibility means survival. Being fixed cannot encourage growth. Go towards the power. Now, let's get a message from the Okana Oracle. The Okana Oracle helps us to facilitate shadow work. Two. So the first one you have is lust. One who embraces a lot cannot squeeze very hard. And then you have iron. Dogs have 4 legs but only walk one path. All right, let's see what Spirit has to say about those cards for you, Aquarius. Lust, the shadow element of searching for something in someone or some action that you are missing in yourself. To be clear, this card is not talking about stringless sexual encounters, at least not in its entirety. It's talking about addictions and calling on the shadow element of using actions, people, substances as a boundless way to harness artificial happiness. It can be the need for affectionate connection to feel desired, or perhaps hopping from committed relationship to feel needed, or possibly drug or alcohol addiction to escape, or even uncommonly work addiction to feel productive. Necessary, and capable where you may feel you fall short in everyday life. Lust, while it can be defined as an intense sexual desire, it is in this context using the latter definition of having a passionate desire for something, anything that serves to fulfill your need. It is important to recognize that longing and figure out what you feel you are missing that keeps you returning to old patterns, and try to harvest these qualities within yourself. Is it love, escapism, validation? Take a moment. Aquarius, what are you lusting after to try to fill some void that's within yourself that you really need to fill for yourself? What or who are you lusting after? Okay, let's see what iron has to say. Consistent and unwavering obstinacy is a fault of temperament. It does not help. It harms. You got a lot here talking about being flexible, dension and iron. All right. Be strong in your conviction. Being strong in your convictions is one thing. However, this card is touching on, excuse me. Being strong in your convictions is one thing. However, this card is touching on the tendency of being so rigid that you will not bend when it calls for it, and ultimately that can burn bridges in professional relationships or personal. You may have a lot of knowledge in an area of life, but alas, you are not an expert in every area of life, and a student of life is a flexible one. One of the traits of the evolved is someone who, while they are firm in their beliefs, has the ability to at least acknowledge perspectives other than their own. This card is calling for you to take a look at ways you've been staunch in your beliefs that you have failed to be a good. I'm so sorry, Aquarius. It's getting a little late, but I'm trying to get these readings out. All right. This card is calling for you to take a look at ways you've been staunch in your beliefs that you failed to be a good, comprehensive listener, willing to learn new outlooks, practices, or beliefs. Has it been a detriment to your personal growth, relationships, or practice? Have you been led to discover new concepts that you consistently reject, but they continue to nag you until you relent and open up to the possibility? So somebody is being just absolutely stubborn and pig-headed. And Spirit is saying you will not grow. You're going to burn bridges and ruin relationships in your life because you are refusing to be flexible. Same thing about dension. You have to learn to be flexible and adaptable so that you can survive in any environment. You're only harming yourself when you refuse to be flexible and when you refuse to adapt, learn, and grow. Okay. Oh, I just started burning. Sorry, Aquarius. All right, let's get into your tarot. So we're going to be using the Akamara tarot. It's by the same creator as the Okana Oracle. And I love this deck because the images and concepts are taken from African spiritual traditions and other traditions throughout the diaspora. Okay. And we know Honeybird Tarot is all about African and diasporic based traditions, and especially when it comes to tarot and divination. Like I said, everything is pre-shuffled. I just want to give a quick on-camera shuffle. Okay. Spirit, what do you have for Aquarius? Message for Aquarius. Too many. Okay. Aquarius, I feel like your tarot is an extension definitely of your oracle reading. So the first card you have out is Kadara. The Kadara is the Wheel of Fortune, and it's here in the still position or in the reverse. So I feel like this wheel has stopped turning, or is turning in a way that is bringing negative fortune towards you. And I feel like is stagnant, or it has stopped turning because you are refusing to change. You are refusing to be flexible, to let go of some mindset or perspective that you had, to admit that you're wrong somewhere, to allow some new knowledge to come in that will um, energize this wheel and cause it to move forward and to end the necessary cycles in your life so something new can come in. But you are stagnating your own life by refusing to be in this crocodile or denshin energy. Okay? Baba Calabash is also here in the reverse. This is the King of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this is someone who is um, not in control of it. Could go both ways. It could be either not in control of their emotions, completely allowing their emotions to spill out and overtake them, or someone who is absolutely refusing to even acknowledge their emotions at all. The King of Cups or Baba Calabash in the upright is someone whose emotions are in balance. He is aware of them, and they sit on top of his head. Whereas in the traditional tarot, he's sitting on top of his emotions. He's floating on them, and it gives an air of like suppression or control. But this person in this deck has the emotions on top of their head because that is one of the ways that we connect with spirit, through our emotional body, and also um, because it's not about suppressing your emotion, it's about keeping them in balance. But in the still position, those emotions will fall right out. So I feel like this is someone who is either not controlling their emotions, or their emotional cup could be empty, or either they're acting as though their emotional cup is empty and it is stagnating this wheel of fortune or this kadara in your life. The next card out is the Ten of Cane. This talks about um, having carried a very heavy burden for a very long time and coming toward the end of that cycle where you're going to be able to lay those burdens down, and it will break down to a One of Cane that is an opportunity for a new passionate beginning. This cane represents actual actions. So it could be that you've had a very heavy workload, or a lot of things that have required your action and attention in your day-to-day life. It could even be in your spiritual life, but something that has required a lot of action from you, that has been a burden or has been difficult for you to go through, but you are coming to the end of that. Or I feel like spirit is trying to bring you to the end of that, trying to bring you out of that energy, but because you are stagnating your emotions, and in turn stagnating this kadara or this wheel of fortune, um, like you are holding spirit up from being able to do that for you. And maybe it's because you have taken on too many burdens, that you are unable to find balance in your emotions, and balance out that wheel of fortune. The lust card talks about possibly being a workaholic, or possibly needing, you know, multiple relationships, or needing substances um, to fill a void, and eventually all looking for validation or looking for fulfillment in all those things outside yourself becomes a burden. Always, it'll always become a burden. So there could be some type of addiction that you're suffering with, some level of codependency, some obsession, something. The Five of Cutlass is here, or the Five of Swords. This talks about conflict, and especially internal conflict, because swords have to do with our thoughts. Sometimes they have to do with our words or communication, and in that sense, the Five of Swords could be an argument, or feeling like you need to win an argument at all costs, or the mental energy that you're expending on trying to always be right, trying to always come off as the expert in something, or the one who always knows best. That is what this energy is. And the Three of Cowrie is here. The Three of Cowrie talks about cooperation, teamwork, making the dream work, working with someone, specifically in a partnership. There's two sets of hands here. To manifest or to create something, especially create something that is going to help you manifest material abundance, or some type of new income, because this is Pentacles, talks about money, or our material wealth, material possessions. Could be children, property, anything that is tangible that we ascribe worth to. And under the deck, the Two of Cutlass, this is a decision that you have to make from your mental space and from your heart space. Because in the traditional tarot, the person who has to make this decision with the Two of Swords is blindfolded. They cannot see in the physical sense. This is all based on your intuition, based on your knowledge, and based on your heart space. And if you are not in control of your emotions, your intuition is out of whack. Your heart space is out of whack. You will be unable to make that decision. And being stagnant, not making necessary decisions, of course, is going to slow down the wheel of fortune in your life. I really, really, really feel like this whole spread is spirit urging you to be flexible, be adaptable, to admit when you're wrong, to cooperate with the people in your life before you burn those bridges and ruin those necessary relationships. You have to be adaptable. You have to be flexible. You have to cooperate with people. You have to be in control of your emotions. You have to show emotion. You have to allow that energy to flow through you. Otherwise, you are stagnating yourself. You are stagnating your own life. And it's not hurting anyone but you, ultimately. Okay? So let's clarify. Let's see what the Rider-Waite has to say. I feel like the last Aquarius reading said something similar. I think it was about vulnerability. And I just feel like some Aquarius is still out here not wanting to be vulnerable, not wanting to show their emotion. And you are holding yourself back. I beg of you, Aquarius. This is the Aquarius card. And it talks about healing and wish fulfillment. This healing and wish fulfillment, this Aquarius energy will not be able to enter your Aquarian life for as long as you stagnate yourself. Waiting for this wheel to turn, waiting for this Kadara to bring these manifestations into your life, this wheel of fortune to turn. You're waiting, and you're gonna be waiting for as long as you refuse to be vulnerable, for as long as you refuse to be flexible, as long as you refuse to adapt and to cooperate. You'll be waiting. Aquarius, I feel like you've already experienced some pain. Like I said, you're waiting for this wheel to turn, but it's not going anywhere. You are stagnating it by the energy that you're choosing to be in. You waiting. And I feel like it's causing you pain waiting for these manifestations to come in, waiting for this wheel to turn in your life, and it's not going anywhere. It's a painful experience, but you are causing yourself this pain. You got two tens here, the Kadara and the ten of swords. Six of Cups is here. This talks about a reconciliation or moving back to a happier time. Maybe you are wanting the wheel to turn so that you can go back to a relationship, whether that is a romantic one with family, friends. Maybe this is one of those bridges that got burned, Aquarius, because you were refusing to show emotion, because you were refusing to adapt and refusing to cooperate, refusing to be flexible. That's a sad thing, Aquarius. The Queen of Cups is here. I feel like this is someone wanting to offer their cup of love, trying to decide whether they're going to make this offer to someone. And, it could have been someone offering you this cup of love. This is a couple, a divine couple. You got the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups here. Aquarius, I don't know whether you would be the masculine or the feminine energy here. I'm feeling like you will probably be the one in the masculine energy, and I feel like and that doesn't necessarily you are the male in the situation. You're just the one embodying more masculine energy, and your partner, whether they be male, female, both or neither, is embodying this feminine energy. And until you make a decision to turn this upright, you're gonna be waiting, and you better hope that person will be there waiting for you, because I don't feel like anybody's gonna wait around forever. I feel like you are wanting to reconcile with some Queen of Cups energy, someone who had this beautiful cup of love to offer you. Look at her cup, how fancy that is. And because you refuse to cooperate, you refuse to be flexible and adaptable, you just let it burn, and you regretting it. Or you'll come to regret it. Why is Baba Calabash here in the still position? Yeah. Aquarius, whoever this Queen of Cups is, you love this person and you want to marry them, because the 1111 card is here. The Four of Wands talks about a stable stability in your passions. It's, some people see it as a marriage card, but fours talk about stability, and wands are about passions and actions. So taking actions that will lead to future stability in your passions. And the Emperor is also here. And so maybe you are so busy trying to embody this Emperor energy, trying to embody a boss, the King of Kings, the boss of all bosses. You might be an entrepreneur, a CEO, some type of executive, and maybe your work has you in that type of energy, but that does not work in love, baby. And you got to remember, to be the Emperor, you have to be all the kings in the upright. You don't only have to embody the energy of the King of Wands and the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles, which I feel like you don't have any problem doing, because that's all about passion and action, and about money and finances and having clarity of thought and intellect. But when it comes to those emotions, you all out of whack. You cannot embody the Emperor without embodying all the kings properly. I feel like Spirit is saying, if you really want to be that King of Kings, you need to get your emotions together. And this can be a very controlling energy too. And that is this. Not wanting to bend, not wanting to be flexible, wanting to be in control of everything. And it is causing you to miss out on a lot. A lot of love, a lot of happiness, a lot of possibilities, a lot of manifestation of your dreams and wishes. Aquarius. Ooh. Aquarius. Why is it Ten of Wands here? Ten of Kings. Anything else for the Ten of Kings? Okay, so clarifying the Ten of Kings. First, you have the Seven of Wands. This is about defending your position, about feeling like someone is trying to knock you off your square and you are doing whatever you can do to stand your ground. Sometimes this is a great thing. There comes a time where we all have to stand our ground, but not all the time about everything, Aquarius. And I feel like in particular, you are burdened or have had the burden. You brought these burdens on yourself because you were so busy trying to stand your ground about giving or not giving equally in a situation, about making it seem, that this is about equal give and take. But really, in your mind, it was about charity. The Six of Pentacles is supposed to be about equal give and take. But look at this card. Let's examine. This is not equal. There's 3 pentacles over this person and only 2 over this one. And the third one that should be going to this person is over the person's head in the middle. The scales are balanced, but if you look at this card, they are only giving to one person. The other one just has their hands out. So I feel like, you could have possibly been juggling. Could have been a third party involved if this is a love relationship, which it definitely looks like. And even if it wasn't necessarily a third party in the sense that you were cheating or juggling relationships, you could have been juggling your job in this relationship, juggling family or friends in this relationship. Either way, you were not giving what this partner deserved or what they asked for or expected of you. And you absolutely refused to budge on your stance. And this created a lot of burdens for you. Aquarius, y'all's reading this so clear. Oh my goodness. Why is this 5 of Cutlass here? Ooh, didn't I say it's so clear? Spirit was just like, I said what I said. Like, what else you want me to tell you? Okay. All right. So Aquarius, clarifying the 5 of Cutlass. What do you have other than the 10 of Wands? You got it twice. You created these burdens for yourself by being in this mental energy of constantly being in conflict with yourself and in conflict with other people. Always worrying about how you can get the one up on somebody, how you're going to win the argument, how you're going to come out on top, has done nothing but burden you. And now you're in this defensive energy with your walls built up when you are the one who put yourself in this position. You refuse to let your walls down. And the Page of Wands is here. This is a message of passion, but this person is they focused on their wand. I feel like that's you. You have a message of passion for somebody. For this Queen of Cups, you love them, but you still are focused on yourself. Focused on your wand. Focused on your actions, what you're going to do, your passions. And you still just a page. Not even a knight. Definitely not a king that you would need to be to embody that emperor energy. Sound like you got some growing up to do, Aquarius. I'm just saying. I'm just reading the cards. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Why is this 3 of Cavalry here? Whoever this is you want to work with, they're going to be fine with or without you, Aquarius. I'm telling you. It's right here in the cards. You better get it together. Anything else about the 3 of Cavalry? Is this Aquarius or this other person that's in this energy? Can you give me Is this Aquarius or someone else? Aquarius, you may be dealing with a Sagittarius or or a fire sign. And if not a fire sign, then whoever it is that is this Queen of Cups is going through this. This last clarification was about them. Okay, so clarifying the 3 of Cavalry. First, we have the Empress. This is whoever you are going after or want to go after. They are flourishing. Everything this person touches turns to gold. Everything around them grows. They are fertile. They are not only able to bring forth life, like when it comes to children or something like that, they're able to bring forth life in the sense of being a creative. They may be some type of artist or whatever, but the point is whatever they touch is successful. And you want to be a part of that. This is an extremely loving, nurturing, caring, sexy, confident, beautiful, and sought after energy. I'm going to leave it at that. And this person is also in the Hermit energy too. I feel like they have gone within trying to find some spiritual enlightenment, possibly about what the hell to do about you or how they ended up in this situation and how to get out of it. Or maybe just because they want to grow spiritually. They're not trying to stagnate themselves, Aquarius. You can't grow spiritually if you are unwilling to cooperate, if you're unwilling to be flexible and adaptable. The Queen of Wands is here in the reverse. I feel like this treatment that you have subjected someone to, Aquarius, has caused them to, has been a blow to their confidence. Has made them wonder about their ability to manifest, has made them call into question their power, their magic. If you're doing that to somebody, Aquarius, you are going to pay. But that person is going to find their balance. They'll come into balance. And this is why I said that it may be a fire sign, because there's all these wands in this reading. And then you have the Queen of Wands in reverse. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And you have Temperance, which is Sagittarius. So it could be a fire sign of someone that has significant fire in their chart. Or maybe it's you that has the fire in your chart. And this Queen of Wands in reverse could also be that you are inflexible like this. You are not willing to adapt because you don't feel confident. You don't feel like you have the power or the magic that it takes to be flexible, to live both on land and in the water. Like the crocodile says that. Being able to survive in water and on land. Look at this angel in this card, in the temperance card. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. You are going to have to learn to temper yourself. You're going to have to learn to bring yourself into balance, Aquarius. You started off the read with that energy, and this was the last card. Other than this one that's at the bottom of the deck that I'm about to give you. But Aquarius, I can't stress this enough. I can't stress it enough. You are going to miss out on a lot of life's beauty. You are going to cost yourself a lot of relationships if you do not get it together. The moon is here. This talks about, and it's appropriate that it's at the bottom of the deck, because at the bottom of the deck, it could be overall energy or something that is hidden. And the moon talks about things that are hidden, talks about mysteries. So I feel like this is talking about you needing to go within, you needing to uncover those mysteries within yourself, to go into hermit mode and to really figure yourself out, Aquarius, and get this together. Oh, I'm so mad at y'all. I'm trying not to be mad, but ooh, like, Aquarius, how dare you? Like, are you really out here just being this flat out stubborn? Completely unwilling to be flexible, completely unwilling to cooperate. In the end, you are only hurting yourself. You have hurt this other person too, but they'll heal and they'll be fine and they'll get what they're trying to manifest in their life. They'll receive their blessings. It's you who are blocking your kadara, blocking your wheel of fortune. They're just going to keep turning. That's all I got to say to you, Aquarius. If this resonated for you, let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe, even though I've been yelling at you. Ooh, but Aquarius! Like, share, and subscribe. Please follow me on Instagram at Honeybird Tarot. Tomorrow at, well, this later today actually, May 14th at 6 p.m. I'm going to do a live love reading on Instagram where I allow people to ask their yes or no love questions. Aquarius, I would love to have your energy in the room tomorrow. So maybe we could talk a little bit more about what in the world is going on with you. Okay? Even though this reading just got on my nerves, I still love y'all, Aquarius. I love you so much. I really do. Okay? I'll see you back here for your next reading. Lolu Ife.